Yes, everybody, welcome back. Stephen Howson, and this is How to Beat Young Boys. I'm going to make this a bit of a shorter one, seeing as though Young Boys are already out. I anticipate there's probably going to be a lot of changes for them in their 11. I think there's going to be some changes for United as well, and I'm going to talk about the changes for United rather than the changes for Young Boys. But let's touch on them a little bit briefly. So they're currently lying fourth in the Swiss Prem. They've just come off a 2-1 loss to Servette in the league at the weekend. They drew 3-3 with Atalanta in the last Champions League group game. They're not in great form. 2 losses, 2 draws, 1 win in their last 5. But, you know, it is one of those. So I think they don't have to finish bottom of the group, but they're not going to qualify. United currently on 10 points, 3 points ahead of Villarreal. A point means that we top the group. I'd rather go with the mentality of trying to win the game and ensure we finish top of the group. But it is what it is. I'm going to go with a slightly rotated United side because I think Ralph's going to want to really rotate through some of the players that he's got at his disposal and see what they're about. Young Boys typically, under Wagner, are going to go with 4-4-2. I think that's probably going to suit what Rangnick's all about a little bit. They do often go with a 4-3-3 against more solid opposition. The danger with them is that they're very capable going forward and they're very rarely shut out because they like to push forward and commit men forward, but they do leave gaps out at the back, and that's what you can where you can go and expose them yourselves. And they're always looking to hit teams in behind. They've got quick wingers. That's what they go to alleviate pressure, and they like to turn teams round. And obviously they go to Savic as their main sort of outlet in the air. And he's obviously their main guy. He's got 12 goals and 1 assist so far this season. Absolute big 6'4" unit. But I want to talk about how United beat them. Now, I would say what United need to do is, firstly, we've got to... Now, I would like to see the same sort of principles employed as we saw against Crystal Palace, carry on the same sort of pressing impetus, and that's why I think he's going to rotate the side a little, not 100%. You play on the front foot, you play with energy, it'll keep the fans in the game for what could be like a bit of a dead rubber almost. You could go with the strongest 11 and try and push on and win it, but I think there's an opportunity here to freshen up. So freshen up some of the faces and get to see some of the other players that you've got at your disposal. So what do I want to go with? Well, I think it's probably going to be the 4-2-2 based on what we saw the other day. First change, Henderson in net. You've seen what David De Gea can do. I reckon he wants to see what Henderson can do, and I think this is a great opportunity to do that. I think it might also be a good opportunity for both Shaw and Wan-Bissaka to be given an opportunity in this game. So I would like to see Shaw and Wan-Bissaka brought in. I think Luke Shaw's just about ready to get back in the mixer. I reckon it could be Baye and Maguire, but I would love to see Baye and Mengi. The way Alanga was thrown into the mix the weekend, let's throw Mengi in and find out what he's all about. No better time than doing it right now. It's a game with not a lot on the line. He does want to bring youngsters through the club. Let's see what Mengi's all about. I'd go with Matic and Van der Beek to provide a real stable ball-playing platform. And what it probably lacks in a little bit of speed, I think it certainly has in terms of control. Now, the speed and the aggression, I did put Juan Mata in at first, and then I went, nah, that Van der Beek, Matic, and Mata, it's too slow. And if you're looking for a high-tempo, high-energy game, you can't have 3 absolute slow coaches in the side like that. So I went with Bruno, who, he's fit enough to play every single game anyway. Bruno and Lingard, who are going to offer that with Ronaldo and Marcus Rashford up front. Rashford, I think, needs playing into fitness. I think he's been really poor since he's come back from his injury, and I would like to play him back into fitness. It's a no-pressure game for him. He don't get a lot of those, so I'd like to see him really push on and try and get that. Ronaldo's got to play because it's Champions League Ronaldo. Otherwise, I don't think Alanga did himself any harm at the weekend. I think Tony Marshall's probably still not quite fit yet either, so I wouldn't expect him. Rafael Varane's not going to be fit. So I reckon there's going to be some rotation. I'm guessing, obviously no idea what sort of team or things that Rangnick's thinking about, but that's the sort of team I would go with. And what I think you got to do against this Young Boys team, because they like to be on the front foot, they're a team that likes to hold possession. Means that they're going to have a high line. Means you got to go for runs in behind, and that's what Lingard's there for. Bruno can do this as well. But mainly, this is what Marcus Rashford's looking for. As soon as you get on the ball, Van der Beek, Matic, even Bruno's ball-playing ability to find Ronaldo, Rashford, Lingard in pockets of space. That's what I try and do. Young Boys seems to get a little bit ball watching, stand a little bit still. Movement off and ahead of the ball is going to be good for us here. The main way we were a threat against them last time was doing exactly this. You might see Deloin over Wan-Bissaka. Obviously, because it looks like he could be the new favourite shiny thing. You might still see Tellers in over Shaw if Shaw's not ready for fitness yet. But I reckon there's going to be some changes in this team. And you're probably not going to see Mengi. I just wouldn't mind if we did. You got to be wary of the counter, though. And that's why I don't think it's the worst idea going with a bit more experience in the back line. Even if you do bring in someone like Mengi as well, having more regular starters in there alongside him wouldn't be a bad thing. They got a lot of pace in the wide areas, so Shaw and Wan-Bissaka would be useful, especially as they're trying to learn a new offensive sort of style of play. I think they could be useful for the defensive capabilities that they bring. They definitely have more than enough to hurt us. You can't leave yourself too exposed, but you also can't play with any fear. You kind of got to go out there, take the game to them, know that if we turn up and we put in a decent shift, we should and will beat them. That's what I think. You guys let me know in the comments. What do you guys think? Give us your score predictions, and I'll see you in the next one. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.